Records. That's right. I'm in the back of the record store. These are some of the records that got purchased overnight, and there's a whole table full of stuff. So I am rapping records like this Metallica and Justice for All, my favorite Metallica record of all time. That's right. But we'll see if anybody wants to come and talk to me. They can. Could ask me whatever you want. I'm live. Hopefully it works. Hello. I figured I'd wrap up some records while I was live, just to say hello. See if anybody has any questions. I mean, we got Record Store Day coming up. We have the end of Rocktober that's here, so there is a lot going on. You know, the Christmas season's almost here. So, you never know. I mean, we can talk about whatever you want. Do you have Igor? Of course we have Tyler, the Creator, Igor. We also have Flower Boy and Goblin. Of course. Hello. We can talk about whatever you want. You write the question. If I see it, I will give you an answer. It may not be the right answer, but I will give you an answer. Because I am basically just going to sit here and wrap up vinyl records and talk to everybody. But Apex Twins, I mean, come on. You never know. You never know what's going to come off this pile. There is a lot of One Direction that we sold. We have been selling so many One Direction records. It's almost crazy. That whole pile's on the next stack, though. Do you guys still have the Twisted Sister Stay Hungry? Yes, I do. Yep. We do. And we keep getting more and more Rocktober titles in. We just did an unboxing. It wasn't live or anything. I think we made like a 1-minute video on it somewhere. She put it for the new Rocktober that's coming out this Friday, because it is the end of Rocktober. Oh, you need the red and black. See, I was hoping that going live on here, it would be bigger, the wording. But man, I'm going to struggle on this. But all those, the Rise of the Midnight, all the Chaperones, we have the My Kink is Coral on Peach. I think that's the only color variant we actually have for it. But I think that's because that's the only one they allowed us to have. I really wish they would have given us more, but that is what we have. Holy cow, this thing's stuck. Okay, I got it. I got Blue Oyster Cult, Ghostly Starter. See, that's what I'm saying. You never know what's going to come next off this table. I have so much stuff to wrap. Like I said, you can ask me anything. I'll give you some answers. But if you can, please hit the thumbs up button, because that always helps and makes somebody feel good. Incubus. Ooh, I haven't seen Incubus in a while. We might have a few. I would check SpinMeRoundStore.com, but that's a good one. I haven't seen Incubus in a really long time. Incubus is funny. Incubus was one of Stephanie's favorite bands. I remember when we first started dating, it was in her car on CD. Are the Green Day American Idiot Anniversary in? I haven't seen it yet. We did get a bunch of boxes from Warner today, but I am unsure. I know I haven't seen them yet, but that doesn't mean they're not here. We get boxes every day, and today I'm just backed up because we're pretty much on a skeleton crew. Hello in Australia. Or do you say, good day, mate? And I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm pretty sure that's what you say in Australia. And I was just trying to do, the proper greeting. This is Defying Gravity, the Wicked thing. It's a die-cut picture disc with 2 songs on it. And I gotta tell you, my sister didn't like that because she said that it cut off one of her favorite songs. See, good day, mate. Okay. Thank you. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I got a little bit of time to kill. I'm going to be here. You guys can ask me whatever you want. Even if you want to ask me about the record business. You know, we've been running a record store for 10 years. But I've been in this business for over 20. You know, I was a wholesaler when it came to books. So I've been in the physical media space for over 20 years now. Hell, 24 years. I started in 2000. What is closer to your store? DC, New York, or Pittsburgh? New York. If you're curious where the store is located, it's very simple. We are the halfway point between New York and Philadelphia. Eastern Pennsylvania. We are like right next to New Jersey. We're right next to Phillipsburg, New Jersey, where the old store was. Thoughts on the band? Covenhoof. I don't know. Can you make a living selling records in 2024? Ooh. You definitely can. But that's a very good question. I like your style. You can, but it's tough. I mean, it really is tough. This is One Direction 4. Like I was saying, I sold a lot of One Direction. A lot. New records, the margins aren't that good on, but they do sell. So, you know, you can make a living doing it. And we do pretty good. We just don't do great. You know, realistically, I mean, we live a good life. We're happy. And to me, being happy is more important than trying to get super mega ultra rich. Because if I wanted to do that, instead of just day trading in the morning, I would do it all day. And I would monitor things a lot more closely on my portfolio. But, you know. And as for used, well, you can make a pretty good living selling pre-loved records as well on Discogs and doing things like that. But honestly, it all depends on what you're into and how good you are at picking out very valuable items. Because again, records are not in the collectible space yet to the level where they need to be in order to make a killing. But the price on records did go up. The price on pre-loved records has gone up. So you can make a living, but you're not going to make a holy cow living. Did you hear about Tyler, the Creator's new album coming out next Monday? Did you hear about MF Doom, Food, and its anniversary copy coming out? That's what I want to know. I didn't hear about the Tyler, the Creator, though. Why don't you sell used records on Whatnot? You seem to get good titles. Whatnot's a different animal. Honestly, if I could show you what I have right here next to me, maybe I can. Hold on, I got all this stuff in the way. It's on a tripod. It's not going to move the way I need it to. But if I was to show you how many records we sell, I think you would understand. If I was to sell the used and go after doing all of that as well, it's too much. It's too much for too little. I hate to put it that way, but it really is too much for way too little. And besides, I wouldn't want to sell them on Whatnot. I'd rather put them on my own website so I don't have to pay somebody 8 to 11%. You know, just being realistic. And since the inception of the store, people have always wanted us to sell our used online. And the reason why we don't is because if we did, what would be the point of having a store? I'm getting the CD, all for Tyler, the Creator. I gotta check it out. You know, I wasn't even aware that there was a new album coming out. We probably ordered it in, but I make my orders for each month 2 months in advance. The initial orders. And then if I realize something's going to be big, obviously I order a lot more. Like Kylie Minogue. We sold a lot of Kylie Minogue. Why is Republic Records on physical copies not even having... You know, That's a really good question. Why aren't they pressing clean versions anymore? I think here's my opinion on why all the record labels are pretty much steering clear of doing that. They did it originally because if you remember about 5 years ago, Walmart used to sell only clean versions of music. Do you guys remember that? So like if you wanted the new Eminem and you went to Walmart for the Eminem, you could only get that on a clean version from Walmart. Well, Walmart stopped doing that. And you got to realize, you know, these big box retailers, they're buying in massive bulk. So I think once they said we don't care if it's clean or dirty anymore, places like Republic Records, which is one of the biggest record labels in the world. I actually met the CEO of Republic Records. I want to say 2 years ago. I don't know if it's changed since, but I had the opportunity to meet him, and I shook his hand and everything. Really, really, really smart guy. But this is Debbie Gibson, Winterlicious. Hello. You on YouTube and TikTok, Charlie? I am. But I just figured this way. If anybody has any questions, this is a lot, you know, not slower pace, but it's easier for me to just do what I'm doing. Because I have so many orders. And besides, I didn't figure I would stay on forever. But Republic Records, you know, Interscope's another one. Interscope's another ridiculous record label. Did you guys see Fred Durst is suing Universal for $200 million? Did you guys see this? Holy cow. Now, I got the receipts and I can prove what I'm about to say in a weird way. But when we get stuff in from Universal, you can't even read those packing slips. I have no idea what any of the packing slips say. So, I can almost relate to Fred Durst in a tiniest bit of a way. You know, where when we get stuff in from other labels, they have price points, names, you could tell what's in the package, all different types of stuff. With anything from Universal, you can't tell nothing. I would love to be able to take over one of their packing slips to the company and be like, translate this. And so I'm curious if they can even translate their own internal system stuff. This is Maroon 5, Songs About Jane. You guys got American Hero, but we do have Toa Bird. Yes, we do. We do. But this is Maroon 5. Like I said, you never know what's going to come out of these things. I have a table full of stuff, and then I have stuff in another bin. I got a lot of stuff to wrap today. So that's what I figured. You know, we can talk about whatever you guys want. Do you like rock and roll? Sure, absolutely. My all-time favorite band is the Ramones. I mean, you could consider that punk, but you could also consider a lot of that rock and roll. You know, now if you want to go older, I mean, I'm a huge fan of Creedence. I don't know if you guys have ever watched any of the old videos, but I used to tell stories about how Creedence, you know, Creedence Clearwater Revival, CCR, how they were like the quintessential camping music, because I went camping with my family a lot when I was young. And my uncle and my father and everybody used to play a lot of CCR. It would just be on the radio or whatever. That's what we would play. So I love rock and roll, of course. Shout out from Brazil. Okay. I love getting little confetti. Yeah, look, I do got my share of little confetti. How do you clean records? Bring the lady. How about no? Because I said no. How do you clean records? How do we clean them? We have several different ways. This is the Twilight. Haha. But it depends. How do I clean records for daily use? How do I clean records for the store? We have special spray that we made that we use to actually clean just surface dust off the records. But if it's bad, we'll run it through a machine. We do have a degritter machine. So there's tons of different ways we actually clean records. We have fancy brushes. We have VPI machines. All different types of stuff. Because, you know, you guys do see the back room a lot in the videos and things like that. But we have other back rooms as well. We also have an upstairs. I'm not sure if you guys knew that. So we have stuff everywhere. And Santa runs all the CD and DVD cleaning machines and video game machines. Absolutely. You can use a microfiber cloth. That's what we use for. We made special spray. I don't have it on this desk. It's on my other desk. My desk is over there. This is actually Princess Warrior Shauna's desk I'm sitting at. Believe it or not. This is Twilight New Moon. But I have special spray and a microfiber cloth right on my desk at all times. This way I can always wipe anything I need to right down. Oh no, I mean we always invest in machines because we are a store. And you know, you want to be able to do things and smooth line all your processes that you possibly can in any type of business. So as your business grows and as you grow, your machines grow. This way you can get more done in a day with doing less, even though it's the same. But you want to pack your 8-hour days or 9-hour days or 15-hour days with staying focused and getting jobs done. So that's the big thing with owning a record store is you gotta buy the equipment and the machines and everything else. And all that stuff costs a lot of money. I think our most expensive machine was the CD cleaning machine we did an unboxing for Santa. But I've bought 2 or 3 record flatteners and different things that have been thousands a piece. Oh boy, long one. I can't believe that an indie store not getting. We don't know yet, John. We don't have an answer to that question yet. A lot of the times with tailored product, we did see like the book. They did make an announcement for the book saying that the book is going to be Target exclusive for the anthology. This is One Direction 4. But normally with things like that with Taylor, it's a very high security release. They don't want us to talk about it. They don't want us to really mention it because Target paid her millions and millions and millions of dollars. Well, Republic Records. They cut a deal, and normally when they give us things like Taylor Swift, they won't tell us until very last minute. And then all of a sudden the whole world goes whoosh, Taylor. And they do it on purpose. It's a marketing scheme. So in my opinion, I'm going to predict we will have the anthology for Black Friday, but I haven't heard anything, and I don't know anything for sure. But that's my prediction with Taylor Swift. Ooh, I'm going to need another one. What is the best entry-level record player for new users, in your opinion? I don't know. What's your budget? That's the most important. The most important question is, what's your budget? Because if you want an entry-level turntable, everybody's going to point you to Audio-Technica. Everybody's going to point you to the newest, the latest, the greatest thing that they're trying to push are these Angel Horn. I don't know about them, but that's where they're trying to push a lot of people too. So even when we went down to New Orleans and we're sitting in with the record executives and the record labels and things like that, right? They all were sitting there with angel horn turntables. And I'm saying, are you kidding me? But Audio Technica is a good one. It's a good place to start. If you got like $150. Because you do that and then you buy yourself a pair of speakers that's decent. This is Avril Lavigne, Love Sucks, on red vinyl. What record flatteners do you use? Offhand, I don't remember the name of the machines. There is a video that everybody hated on, but it is on this YouTube channel. If you put in record flattener, the video, in the channel description, it should come up. And that's one of our flatteners, and they've never broken. Let me tell you, and I've been using this thing, that particular one. Now I do have other ones that are very similar, and I have the newer model, but that particular one has never broken. Could you imagine? I've been using this thing for 7 years, 8 years. I've been using that particular one, and it's never broken, never shorted, never not flattened a record. It's a beautiful thing. What's the best streaming platform right now? I've been hearing very controversial things that Spotify. Ooh. With streaming, I mean, it's always going to be Spotify, just because their algorithm is so much better and superior to a lot of these other streaming platforms. But there has been a lot of baloney coming out lately, because I don't want to curse. There's been a lot of baloney coming out lately about fake streams and artists who aren't necessarily as big as they're claiming. Because the big thing with record labels, artists, streaming is how many monthly listeners do they have, right? You've heard them say all this before. Oh, they got 20 million monthly listeners. Well, none of them really get paid right. But when we say paid right, you got to realize, right? Like we just put up a video on YouTube for the 8,000 records we bought. And I don't make much on those videos. We did start monetizing them, but very, very little. I mean, we didn't make enough to buy a record yet. So, I mean, could you imagine these big people though? They complain when their video doesn't make them 20,000. Hell, I have never seen 20,000 from YouTube in my entire life. But again, to each their own, and it depends on the level you're on, or what you're looking to do with that platform as well. Because we've been considering doing podcasts. I even have a room in my house. My oldest daughter moved out, which I've been very sad about for a long time. So we were considering making a podcast music room. I'm telling you, I sold a lot of One Direction. Not kidding. Still got them available too. Watching from Middlesbrough, England. All right. Thank you very much. Can we get a behind the scenes shop tour? Ooh. You want a true one? Listen, the last person that went through here, right, and actually scoped out my back room was almost dumbfounded. They couldn't make it 5 feet without finding something. It's very tough because I live back here. I have my own. Me and Stephanie have our own place, but I am here more hours of the day than I am anywhere else. So you got to figure everything that's in this back room is mine. Like I have a Wu-Tang on the ground, and every time somebody walks back here, people try to go shopping in my back room, and I'm like, that's mine. What are you doing? I'll show it to you, but I'm telling you, everybody always tries. Everybody here, it's over here. Hold on, give me a second if I can find it even now. It wasn't where it was supposed to be. There it is. Everybody sees this, right? Everybody sees this. And everybody always tries to buy this thing from me. And I'm like, this is mine. I'm not selling it. And they're like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, it's not even on the sales floor. So that's why it's very difficult for me to ever give you a backroom tour During COVID and all that stuff, right? We were doing videos from our house. And I was showing some of my collection, some of the things in my basement, like stuff. As soon as we opened the doors, everybody came running in. How much for that Ramones record? How much for, and I'm like, I told everybody in these videos, it's my stuff. Like it's very, very difficult. So that's kind of why we've never really done an official behind the scenes tour. I'm here all the time. So this is stuff that I enjoy and that I look at and I spin. I have a turntable on the other side of the wall. So I don't know if I could actually do that. It would just be more of a pain in my butt and a hassle than it would be, fun to show it off. The thing is, Spotify audio quality. Okay, here's the thing though. I do make a little bit of music myself. Another One Direction. I'm telling you, I sold a lot of One Direction. I'm not kidding. It's the whole thing with. Did you guys hear about these record labels and all this stuff? And basically, they just want to be distribution now because everybody's pretty much going to end up going independent. So that's why it's important to build up your audience when it comes to music. Well, with mine, I chose CD Baby. I use CD Baby to upload to Spotify. Some of the music that I make, which you guys don't know anything about, because I don't really talk about myself like that, but I use CD Baby because I just want it there for life. I don't care if I get no views on these things. It's there for me. It's there for the family. It's there, like that, but nobody really knows that I do any of this stuff because we never discuss it. I do a lot of different things. What's your personal favorite album that came out this year so far? Ooh. I don't know if you're gonna like my answer. I thought Charlie XCX Brat was brilliant. I loved the attitude behind it. And I know that doesn't even sound right. I liked Linkin Park's Paper Cuts, which I know was the greatest hits, but that thing brought me back. So it was one of my favorite albums of the year. Doja Cat, I gotta say, I'm a big fan of Paint the Town Red. Don't get me wrong, I know it's Doja Cat's birthday today, so maybe that's why I'm being influenced. I don't know, but FKA Twigs Capri Songs. Did you guys all see that FKA Twigs song that was trending forever? That was a wild music video. She's doing her thing. I'm going to have to get back to my favorite album of the year. A lot of stuff got released this year. Like, you know what it's not? And I'm just going to put this out there. It's not the Snooze Fest. Do you know what album I'm calling the Snooze Fest? Can anybody guess? Found Heaven was a very good album as well. So was Omar Apollo's. That's what I'm saying. Dua Lipa was good too. Now everybody sleeps on Dua Lipa because the critics didn't love that album. But I gotta say, anybody who's just a fan of Dua Lipa is going to love Radical Optimism. And don't believe the hype. A lot of people, a lot of reviewers, and I do get the fact that they missed the boat with the album for Dua Lipa, but it's still a heck of an album. Listen, I listen to a lot of pop music because that's what the store's selling, a lot of pop. We have a huge metal section out there too, but they're not pressing. Okay, here's a great subject if you guys want me to get into it. What happened to metal music? What happened? Because I have some ideas on what exactly went wrong. Now, I'm not saying people like Mastodon aren't doing their thing and everything. I'm not saying that. But there are so many more metal bands that are unknown and not necessarily getting that notoriety that they deserve. Does anybody have any ideas on why that would be? I have some. Yep, I was referring. Max, you're right. That's who I was referring to. That thing was a snooze fest. Hello, Princess Warrior Shauna. I am in your seat. I am wrapping packages. That's right, because I got Dee Snider and Lizzie Hale. What? That's right, the Christmas. Now this one has the magic of Christmas Day. That's right, this was a Record Store Day one from a while ago. But I'm going to put this out there, and this is a real thing. What type of promo do heavy metal bands do? Remember they used to? What do they do now? See, places like Nuclear Blast and Roadrunner and Metal Blade, there's no promo. There is literally no promo. And if they were to turn around and do actual I'm sorry. Metal artists have to let pop grow. But the problem is with things like that, where's the posters? Do you know we've asked every metal label, right? So they sit there and they have crazy covers, right? And the artwork is truly amazing on a lot of these metal and hard rock albums. They don't give no posters. They don't give no promo to stores. They barely put anything out there. And then they wonder why. Oh, well, it's only for the select fans. Well, how is a band supposed to grow if you're only doing that for select fans? If you gave us posters to display in the store, wouldn't it help? And I'm not just saying our store. I'm saying print out 1,000 posters. Send them to all the stores. We would do unboxings for them. So would half the other stores. And yet they don't do any of this. Where pop music has done all of that. What about the standees? Do you guys remember the standees? We used to have Quiet Riot standees and all this stuff back in the 80s. You would go into places and they're all like, well, they cost money. Well, if you're not willing to invest in any of your newer artists, how is the genre supposed to grow? That's my opinion. So, I mean, not everything's going to be a home run. But when you're pressing, 250, 500 copies, 3,000 copies, this is Coldplay. Of course you're going to sell out. And you're going to feel good because you sold out of the album. But you ain't making no money. You're not pushing that album. So Ozzy started to do his thing again. I seen that. Did you guys all hear the story I was saying the other day? Probably not. So, never mind. I'll tell it at a later date because it's a pretty crazy story. But I don't even know how Ozzy could make new music. Have you guys listened to his podcast? Now, I love Ozzy, and I'm an Ozzy fan. But have you guys listened to the podcast? I'm starting to think that anything he comes out with is AI generated at this point. And I'm only saying that because he's having a lot of issues. I mean, he's the Prince of Darkness, don't get me wrong. But it's true. He's getting up there, and he's not moving around and speaking as well as he once did. I mean, you can clearly tell from the podcast. So I don't know. Ozzy's been looking rough for a few years now, I must say. And believe me, I wish nothing but great things for him, even still. He's getting up there, but man. Ooh, you're hoping Conan Gray gets a 7-inch. You know what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for those special announcements. See, now I'm on Kylie Minogue tension too. But I'm waiting to hear about what the secret stuff is going to be for Record Store Day Black Friday. Because there's normally one or two things that they come out with very, very last minute. And I happened to catch one. So I'm waiting to see if they actually do it or not. But I'm afraid if I say it, they won't do it. But every year, they always come out very last minute and they'll only press as many as we need. Favorite Metallica song? I know it's One. I love the song One. Absolutely, from Injustice for All. I actually love the whole Injustice for All album. But, you know, it's a thing. That's another thing. They did promo, right? They did a listening parties and everything for 72 seasons for Metallica. And it was great. We didn't get to participate because we signed up too late or they forgot us or whatever happened. But other stores did. And the album had an impact. It was not as huge as it was, but it'd be a thing. See? Well, I love the music video. I remember watching that music video growing up going, what is going on? I absolutely love Metallica growing up. One of the very first records I ever had was Motley Crue and Poison. So I mean, you got a couple glam metal guys, you know. Liam Gallagher. But that's what I'm saying. You guys got any questions about the record store, record industry? I don't know it all. I'll tell some truths. Do you think Die With A Smile was a collaboration? Ooh, I don't know. That's a very good question. I don't know enough about it. That's the thing. I mean, I don't know enough about it. Oh boy, listen, did you hear Lady Gaga made the announcement today? Was that today or yesterday? She made the announcement that her new song is coming out on 10/25. And it's called Disease. Did you happen to see that? What's my favorite colored pressing? Ooh. I like the weird stuff. I like the ones, right? It starts out black, and then it has like a 4 thing, and I want it on glitter vinyl, and I'm wild. I like the oddball stuff. I like to watch that stuff spin. You know, what do you guys... Yep, it's called Disease. Why is Led Zeppelin 2 so much? Because it jumps off the needle, man. Everybody knows this. No, Led Zeppelin 2, the Robert Ludwig pressing of that, it's called like a hot stamper. And they're saying that it's the best version of it you could get because back then, when you played it, because now you're not going to find a brand new copy. If you do, holy cow. But back then, when it would go over certain songs, the needle would literally jump. Not jump, but jump. And that was what made that album so famous and his variant of that album. So that's why they're so expensive, because everybody wants to still see if it jumps. This is Bolt Thrower. That's right, some Bolt Thrower. Bet you didn't see that one coming. Yeah, the bass. Yep. Like I said though, if they would just do a little bit more promo for some of this stuff, I think metal's gonna make a big comeback. But they have to invest in it. Oh, the bass was cut very high. Okay. Hey, but I was pretty accurate. You just know more technical stuff than me. Thank you. Do you think record stores will be receiving the 10th anniversary edition for My Everything? I don't know. When is the 10th anniversary for it? Because, see, that's something I can look up. I've been so busy lately. You know, we're on like a pretty skeleton crew, and gotta get this stuff done, you know? Hello?
Hello.
What you doing?
Nothing. What you doing?
What you doing?
Nothing.
Oh, here she comes, Miss America.
I just got back.
Hello.
Hello.
See, we're live.
We're live.
We're live.
You wrapping stuff?
No, I'm just baloneying.
You're just baloneying.
Yeah, I ain't rapping
But
now.
you gotta get stuff done. I gotta go press
No.
records. I was gonna go live too.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, there goes 3/4 of my audience.
On a different platform though.
Oh, see, there it all goes. Oh, I'm done. But, all right, baby. Unless you want to give me 5 minutes.
Sure.
I love you. Thank you. I gotta go use the potty. I'll be back. You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
So hello everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I am having a wonderful day. So yeah, what's going on? Anything good? See all our stickers? Hi. So how's everyone doing? What's been going on? What's good? Happy Monday. Is it super hot by you? Because it was 37 degrees this morning when I brought Junior to school. And now it is like 75 degrees out. And I am so confused because it's like, why do we have 4 seasons in one freaking day? I don't understand. So yeah. It's 83 in Minnesota. And what was it this morning? Because I'm telling you, my phone told me it was 42 degrees. It was 37 degrees. I was freaking freezing. So yeah. And I was like, okay, 42. I can just wear my long sleeve t-shirt and my sweatpants. Nope. I needed a sweatshirt too. And it wasn't there. And I didn't wear it. And I was dying. And I had to put air in my tire because it got so cold last night that I had to put air in my tire. And then it's warm now. So it's freaking crazy.
I did some digging in town too.
Oh, you are awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
I hope you catch him.
Me too.
I'll see you later. I'm getting out of here.
I hope you have a great night. It's been freezing in the mornings, right? So cold. So cold. It's like freaking crazy. I can't function with this hot, cold, hot, cold, hot, cold. It's 85, see, and 30 degrees. Yep. Because yeah, that's the way it seems like it's been. So it's just absolutely insane with these temperatures. They are just driving me crazy. So yeah, I don't know what to do, what to think. It's you can see your breath and then you're sweating. So like, how is this normal to see your breath and then be sweating? Just about all times of year are good times for record stores. You know, it's not necessarily, but during the winter you sell a lot of stuff that you don't normally sell, like a lot of staples, because, you sell the staples because a turntable's still the most commonly given Christmas present. So what's Grandma going to buy for little Johnny when she hears that Mom and Dad are getting little Johnny a turntable? A Billy Joel record, because there's 4 top 10 hits. So yeah. Yeah, it's I was looking at a picture from a couple years ago that popped up in my Facebook memories of Junior surrounded by piles of autumn leaves this year, you know, this day, however many years ago. And it's like, I don't think I've seen any leaves fall yet. I loved this year's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame celebration, except for the fact that there's still no Eddie Money. Why is Eddie Money not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yet? How crazy is that? Like, isn't that insane that Eddie Money is still not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Like, how is this even possible? How is this even possible that Eddie Money has not yet been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I don't understand. The leaves don't change color in California? Yeah, our leaves change color. Yes, Kelly Clarkson and Foreigner and Dua Lipa and Cher were like my 2 favorite parts. Definitely my 2 faves. So yeah. Because that's what I loved the Believe duet. And I loved how Dua Lipa had such a Cher inspired outfit on as well. So yeah, I thought that was super cool. So what else is going on by you guys? Yeah, Frampton was good too. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, that is true. When they've already passed, it is kind of sad. Because it's more fun when they get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when they're still alive, because then they can celebrate it. So yeah, come on guys, what else is going on? What else you doing? What new music are you looking forward to? Well, that is awesome that Morgan Wallen just announced his lineup.
Seriously, I am back. Hello, everybody. We'll be carrying Taylor Anthology Nobody Knows Yet. They haven't given us an opportunity to actually order it. We wish they would. Physical release of my Everything 10th anniversary in December. I have to see, I didn't order December yet. I ordered November, but I haven't ordered December yet. So I'll have to look. But this is how Tomorrow Moves by...
I saw Jeff outside.
What is it? Oh.
He had one.
Oh, very cool.
Right?
That was nice of him. It's already available for pre-order. Nice. 99 meant at, I don't know. It's a Target exclusive? Well, boo for Target. I said it. Thank you so much for all the wonderful thumbs ups. I got 29. Can I hit the 30? Somebody hit the button. I will appreciate it. How many people get inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I don't have an answer for that. Thank you. See, bam, I'm on 30. 31. Woo, I'm moving up. I'm hot. That's what you like the beard. I know. But I don't have an answer for that. All I do know is Dua Lipa doing Believe with Cher was holy cow. And I don't buy vinyl from Target. Me neither. Yeah, but I'll sell them. Oh, I already have one out there. She didn't wrap nothing. So I'm behind. All right, here we have the best-selling Arctic Monkey album of all time. That's right, AM, of course. Arctic Monkeys AM, man, we sell this thing constantly. Constantly. I agree. There are a lot of artists that should be in that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know, we push every year for certain artists to get in, and every once in a while, I swear they hear us. Probably not, but we swear they hear us. So this time around, we're pushing for Eddie Money. You know, I think we've been pushing for Eddie Money for 3 years now, but Pat Benatar got in, and we pushed for Pat Benatar for a long time. So, you know, it's one of those things. You know, a lot of the times, it's just the thing, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, though. But it does put them on a different level. And, you know, some people are honored, some people aren't. It's a thing. Ooh. Dua Lipa reminded me of a young shit. That's true. That's true. Don't you wish they would do variety shows the way they used to? I mean, we from time to time do a variety show. It depends on how I feel, though. I wish I could understand Adele's online shop. Why it's always empty? Well, it's because Adele hasn't hit 35 yet. When she hits 35, maybe 40, she'll come out with an album. Because you got 19 when she was 19, 21, 25, and 30. So, I don't know. I mean, okay, this is the Silver Bullet soundtrack. Remember I was telling you? This is my favorite werewolf movie of all time. Silver Bullet. That's right. Nick Nolte, I believe, is in there. Is in the movie. But this is the soundtrack to Silver Bullet. 30's not even in stock on hers. That's because 30's everywhere. She cut such a deal for that album with everybody. I mean, I think she was one of the first people to have like so many variants. And I think Taylor might have learned something from her with how many variants she put out of 30. And nobody could believe, you know, and do you remember like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago? Everybody was saying how you could go to Walmart and there's 50 of them there. Well, they're all gone now. You know, people did buy them up and they are gone. So it is definitely a thing. Listen, I don't like all these variant things that they're doing. I don't. I think it's kind of baloney. It used to just be 3, maybe 4 variants. Now, forget it. You can't collect these people the way you once did. Do you need 15 different variants of the same album? And I get supporting your favorite artist. But do you really need 15 different variants of the same exact album? This is Norah Jones' Visions. Adele, you think Adele's coming at 37? Okay. So that should be what? 3-4 years from now? And she's still going to have a beautiful voice. It's still going to have hits on it. We already know this. That's like a guaranteed thing. Adele doesn't play around when she comes out with it. Yeah, no, it's true. Comic books are the same way. I have different variant comic books as well, and I'm like, with different covers. Same words, same everything, just different covers. And you're going, are you kidding me? But again, in my opinion, vinyl records have not hit that collectible standpoint such as comic books has. You know, I want to say comic books have been out for longer, but not too much longer. I mean, you're talking what? When was Superman? 21? 1920s? So comic books were probably around. Comic strips were around forever, but comic books, I'm trying to think, like action adventures and things like that. I don't know when they came out exactly. You see, that's the problem with variant collecting. I'll give you a great example, right? With Liam Payne, I had a bunch of his records, and he passed. I sold them. Well, I didn't realize that I had one listed somewhere, and it was the Urban Outfitters edition of this thing. And it started to sell for $1 zillion. And I'm like, what in the world? You know, so I guess at certain points, certain things get to be expensive. This is Genesis. That's right. Got some serious hits on this one. Genesis, turn it on again. 25th anniversary. How do you guys feel about anniversary editions? They got to be killing the market too. I mean, instead of them pressing all these newer things, they keep going backwards. And I mean, they're selling. It's not like they're not selling. And a new record does sound way better, no matter how many times and how pristine you keep your records. A brand new record is generally, as long as there's quality control involved, is going to sound a little bit better, a little bit nicer, a little bit less played. Not that you need it if you keep your records in pristine condition, but it will sound a little bit nicer. So after 25 years, I can see you going out and buying another copy of Genesis. I think you might be right, but you would think that if CDs and later streaming killed collectability of records, I don't necessarily know that to be true. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it's not going to happen. I just got to pull over this giant stack. I finished the first stack of records. Now I'm on the next stack of records. Like I said, I got a lot here today. Today was a holy cow type of day. Billy Ocean just threw a 40th anniversary edition debut album. $60. What? $60. I mean, is he throwing in outtakes and things like that, or no? It's just a reissue, pretty much, just a thing. This is Shocking Blue at Home. That's right, 10-inch. Shocking Blue. This was the Record Store Day one. That's what I was saying. We just did a video on 10 Reasons Why Record Store Day rocks, pretty much. And I was telling you, we sell about 20 Record Store Day records a month. Wasn't kidding. They still sell. I mean, this one's probably from a couple years ago. This isn't like last year's or anything like that. It's probably 2022. Maybe 2021 even. I don't know offhand. $70 plus shipping. Listen, vinyl collecting has never been a cheap hobby. It's never been cheap. It's really, really, you gotta buy what you love. That's how I look at all vinyl that I purchase for myself. I have to love it. Now, I can leave 4 different variants out there and not care, but I need at least one good copy so I could hear it at a level that's better than it can be streaming, that it is on CD even. And there's always been this debate for years and years and years and years. Does vinyl sound better than CD? And I know for a fact for that to be true because Subterranean Jungle by the Ramones proved this to me 10 years ago. Like, proved it. We listened to Subterranean Jungle in the store every single day. In the old store, not this one, in the old store. Every day we listened to this album. So, finally, I go in my car and I put the CD in. I couldn't listen to it. It was so inferior to the sound of vinyl. It hurt my ears because I knew how it was supposed to sound, and it did not sound the same at all. So to me, that is why I say you get every record that you love on vinyl, if that makes sense. That's how I look at collecting records. All right, I got another One Direction, Made in the AM. Now I got a stack of them here. Because I told you, we sold a lot of One Direction. A holy cow amount. The Ozzy boxes is a repress. Well, you know, the other part to it is how are they repressing these things, right? I mean, if you want to look at it technically, you know, is it from the analog tape? Is it from a digital master? And now here's the part that you're never going to know. You're going to swear it came from one way, and it's going to be from another process. And a lot of labels don't have that passion or love because they need the money. Just like Billy Ocean probably needs the money. And that's why he's charging $60 a record, because he feels like he can get away with it. And you know, a lot of the times, you could go and purchase these things for a lot cheaper. Hello, JD. We're discussing anything and anything you want. So if you got any question, whether it be about running a record store, equipment, records, pressings, variants, just throw a question out there if you got one, and we'll see if we can answer it. Do you know if there's any RSD in Arkansas? Yeah. Is that Arkansas? Am I seeing that right? If you go on recordstoreday.com and you type in your zip code, it'll tell you the closest record store to you. And that is the easiest way to find all the participating record stores that are actually closest to you. But if you can't find it there, the day after Record Store Day, you go to SpinMeRoundStore.com, and we got you, because we ordered a lot. One Direction, made in the AM, told you. I'm just going to keep going with these. It's going to be a lot. I had about 150 copies of this, and I sold a few. I still got plenty left. Ooh, that's a paragraph. As you see on the other side, box set. Well, I don't particularly like it when they do that stuff. When they start adding studio albums to box sets, unless they're adding cutting room floor stuff. They're adding different variations of the songs. I want live tracks in there. That's when I don't mind a box set. But when they put together these box sets and they just add the regular studio albums, and to me it looks like a cash grab. So it really depends. Like I still have on our vinyl clearance, I think I still have Patient Number 9. And on the regular super sales page, we have Ordinary Man. They're still in stock. They're still available. So for him to put that in a box set, it better come with some really, really cool stuff. Right? I mean, if you think about it. They said the last time they were only making 5,500 copies, and then boom, re-release. Yeah, that's life. That's exactly what they keep doing, and that's why when we started this live stream off, I started talking a little bit about Fred Durst and him suing Universal for $200 million because they just keep reissuing things. They reissue, and if it doesn't sell good enough as an indie exclusive, they will take it off indie exclusive, and they will make it available for everybody. And it's like, hold on a minute. You barely gave us a chance to sell it. You gave us 3 months and then kicked it off of us. And that's what a lot of distribution networks and record labels are deciding to do. If indie stores aren't selling their indie exclusives fast enough, they will take it away from us. Isn't that crazy? I've noticed a lot of that recently. Like, I'll give you a great example. Rocktober, from like 2 years ago, there were certain titles that I kept ordering in. And as they would sell out, I would order more in. Well, they decided to make all of those not indie exclusives or brick and mortar exclusives anymore. They released them to the general public. I haven't sold a single copy since. I mean, it's the way that they do business. There's nothing I can do about it. But it's a thing. So that's why now when I order, instead of ordering hundreds of copies the way I used to, I limit myself. And you have to. Otherwise, you can get burned pretty bad. I mean, there's certain records that I'm sitting on hundreds and hundreds of copies of. I mean, this happened to be one of them. But this wasn't an indie exclusive or anything like that. But I just ordered in a bunch because for a long time they were selling, and then they sat there, and now they're selling again, which is a beautiful thing. Long term, it hurts October. I completely agree. They're devaluing Rocktober when they turn around and they decide to take stuff off of brick and mortar exclusives, even if it is 2 years later. They're still pressing them, or they still have them in stock. One of the two. And they turn around and they say, nope, it's no longer a brick and mortar exclusive, meaning a store exclusive. Well, then it's available to the general public, and a lot of the bigger guys, they don't care about quality. They don't care about how it gets wrapped. and they just throw it in an envelope and get it out to you. And then people complain, and they can't understand why. It's an actual real thing where you guys could clearly see I am sitting here making sure everything is pretty much perfect. I mean, I take pride in what I'm doing. Which you kind of have to. Oh, yeah, no, it's true. It's true. They don't repress enough disco music. They really don't. You know, disco is such a hard genre. And I think disco is pop music now. So, well, how do I put this? Disco was like pop music was to the 70s. Does that make some sense, or did I butcher that too? Meaning, disco was hot in the 70s. I mean, disco albums flew out of stores the way pop music flows out of stores now. So you are correct. And I mean, there's a lot of, I don't want to say, there's a lot of popular disco albums that never got a repress, ever. So that's very interesting that you bring that up. You know, plus not to mention, you know what ended up happening, right? A lot of those artists got put in the R&B sections, got put in the funk and soul section, and then they're just lost and forgotten about. You know, and it really was a thing. Because if an artist came out in the 70s, like Melba Moore came out in the 70s with another album, funk and soul, no matter what, and a lot of that stuff has disco in it, but nobody really notices that. All they know is, oh, it's a black woman, she goes over into funk and soul, and that's really the way it is, and it's terrible, and it pretty much discounts a lot of disco records when they do things like that. But it's a real thing. It still happens to this day. I couldn't agree with you more. Another One Direction. Told you guys, I'm keep going with these. Yeah, Village People, Kool and the Gang. That's what I'm talking about. Kool and the Gang is a great example. Not so much the Village People, even though that's completely disco too. YMCA. But you know, one of those things where a lot of that stuff gets shoved in funk, soul, and disco. That's the section now. It's funk, soul. That's how we label our section out here. Funk, soul, and disco. So if people are looking for disco, they know right where it would be. Because what are you supposed to do? Right? I mean, you can't shove it in hip hop. It wouldn't go right. Where R&B gets shoved into hip hop, and that's another very, very mixed genre. You know, it's kind of crazy. What's the difference between old and new versions of the pressing of Ariana Grande? I don't know. I don't know what the difference is between the two pressings. I do know, like, things like art pop, there's a big difference between the old pressing and the new pressing. And it happens to deal with R. Kelly. And that song he was featured on is no longer available because, well, we all know how that turned out. So I don't know if anything like that has ever happened. I heard it's the color. There was a peach variant of Sweetener for a long time. I don't think it's available anymore for actual purchase. It's on the resale market, I'm sure. I just gave Stephanie Born to Die on red vinyl. And I don't know whose exclusive that was, but probably Target, because Target's red, I think. But I found that in one of my boxes. One thing I do enjoy. Absolutely. Absolutely. I enjoy that too, the fact that now artists are signing. But here's the controversy with this. The whole Paris Hilton thing kind of tainted the pond a little bit. You know, with, ooh, what is this? Eric Matthews. It's heavy in here. Eric Matthews. But, you know, it has people scared when you buy these signed albums, if they're going to be auto-penned or not. And let me tell you, technology is way more advanced than people realize, even with auto-pen. You don't really know what you're getting. I want proof. That's what I want. I want proof. I want to see the artist. I'll tell you what. Do you guys remember Billie Eilish when she came out with the black colored front cover album? I forget the name of it off the top of my head right now. But when she came out with that, do you remember she was doing the whole paint thing? Or no. It was the Record Store Day one. It was the Record Store Day live at Third Man. That's what it was. Billie Eilish, Record Store Day live at Third Man. And she did a video of her actually taking, like, putting a paintbrush in the paint can, spinning around, and getting all, you know, a little bit on each of the records that were there. That's what I want. I want that video showing that these people are actually doing what they say they're doing. And I'm not talking about the whole thing, but a little bit. I want to know they're actually doing what they're saying they're doing. See, I enjoyed, like, Charlie XCX. Unfortunately, she went to Rough Trade. But I enjoyed the fact that, you know, if you went to Rough Trade, Charlie was going to sign it. They should do a lot more of that. And they should get a lot more record stores involved in doing things like that. Because they're making indie exclusive records to try to help indie stores, right? And to get a few more sales and to get the buzz out. Bring more artists into indie stores. And I know there's a lot more stores that can handle it than they give credit to. But it would be very, very nice if they would start doing more things like that. Not just Rough Trade. This is Michael Jackson picture disc off the wall. See, it's still selling Michael Jackson. Do you have your way? Oh, we don't do that, but I will answer your question. So Nathan asked, do you have to go out of your way to order a bootleg for the store? Like Taylor, Taylor just did the Long Ponds was made in China, right? I think they just pressed like X amount of number in China. Well, I don't do that. We don't sell any bootlegs in this store whatsoever, but you completely do have to go out of your way. You can't get them from a regular record label. Usually, now this is going to sound even more messed up, and I'm sorry, but I know there's a Russian outfit that sells a lot of bootlegs. And that's all I'm saying about that. They sell a lot of bootlegs, and they have approached us about carrying their title. You know, another way, and this was crazy. So we ordered from a very, very reputable distributor. Very reputable. Like top 5 distributor in the whole world type of distributor. And I didn't know that they were selling gray area bootlegs. I had no idea. So I seen that there was some Zappas there. So we ordered all the Zappas, and I'm like, hey, this is great. Live shows from Zappa. Holy cow. And I loved it, right? Santa was even like, holy cow. But then, before Zappa family sold the Vault and everything, there was a Vaultmeister. Well, he actually approached us on YouTube and said, hey, wait a minute, guys. That is a bootleg. We do not get paid from this. We had no idea.
If I make you that big of a piece of chicken, are you going to be able to eat it?
Yeah, what you making with it?
Potatoes and green beans.
Nice. Check that out. It's dinner. It's getting there.
But that's what I'm like, should I cut that in half?
If you want to cut it in half, you can. If
You
you're
know, like, can you eat this whole thing?
I don't know.
That's why I was
Listen, I've been using the bathroom quite a bit.
That's why I was wondering if I should cut it in half.
But where was I? So that's why we don't carry bootlegs in the store, because when you have somebody like the Zappel Voltmeister contact you and say, "Hey, wait a minute, those are bootlegs." It's like, whoa, I wasn't. They understood completely. I told them where I got them, how I got them, and I never ordered from them again. You know, and they're a very, very big distributor, and they're local. I called my record store and they told me they had something called that's another company. Yeah. Well, there are companies that just like everything else, they don't care. They don't care. They'll press them themselves. They have not a care in the world, because Sabrina Carpenter, short and sweet. Because a lot of those companies, you can press stuff overseas. They're not going to realize that it's not your band and that you're not the label owner and that you don't have the rights to it. They're not going to care. If you pay them, they'll press it. Absolutely. Which is a terrible thing, you know. We don't want to participate in any of that type of stuff. We just rather keep it on the level. I mean, you know, I literally sit here and I'll wrap the orders. You know, when Princess Warrior Shona's not here to play, it is what it is. You know, you do what you gotta do when you're in a record store. It's really a thing. But no, I know there's a lot of bootlegs of like Kanye, Graduation. We never touched them. And believe me, I could have, another one, Lana Del Rey, Lizzie Grant. We probably could have sold 500-600 copies of Lizzie Grant. We won't even touch it. It's totally not our thing. But other record stores, well, you know, they have different points of views. This is Angels and Airwaves. This was the indie exclusive. Comes in the bag, which is pretty cool. Something nifty. But like I said, though, right, guys? I have quite a bit to rap. You're from Houston. No. I am from New Jersey. Working theory. I'll guarantee you they do. There are a lot of independent presses now, more so than ever before. I started touching it, getting into it a little bit.
While it's cooking, did you want me to sit there for a couple minutes?
You can if you want. Are you okay with that? But we started going into independent record pressing plants. So, I mean, that wouldn't surprise me at all. Because, again, not everybody's going to be honest. You know? And sooner or later, you're going to need some money. But she's going to sit here. I'm going to go wash my hands and like that and get ready to eat. And I'll be back to end this thing. Even though I'm not even close to done.
Okay.
I didn't even get to the spinning around stuff yet.
Wow. Ugh. So right here we've got Rose Tattoo, Assault and Battery. So guys, what else do we want to talk about?
So, can you guess how big Brooke's pumpkin was that she picked out from the pumpkin patch?
And I lifted it all on my own.
And she had to carry it out of there. How
10
big do you think her pumpkin was?
10 pounds.
No.
No?
You come in a little bit more, because it's this way. Can anybody guess how big Brooke's pumpkin was that she got from the pumpkin patch? Let's see.
17 pounds,
Nope.
said Sean.
Higher.
More.
Now this, she did it by herself.
Yeah. No, I was one hand carrying it. One hand carrying it by the stem.
23 pounds, says Lisa.
A little bit higher.
50
can't-
pounds, says John Rob.
That'd be me.
Lower.
That'd be me.
Half of that actually. It was 24
I still didn't get the
points.
stuff off my hand.
24.6 pounds.
24.6, and you carried it by the stem,
Yeah.
and the stem didn't break.
Now how
Yeah.
big was? Now ask her how big Junior's was and Rihanna.
How big's Junior's pumpkin?
Junior's was 11 pounds. And
Okay.
Rihanna's was right under 10 pounds.
Okay.
So yeah.
Does that mean Rihanna got a pie making pumpkin?
No, she got a green pumpkin for carving.
Ah. Look,
Yeah.
we got Caliucci's and Nito.
No, those pumpkins have to be much smaller.
Yeah.
I mean, I was saying like this size.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh.
We do still have One Direction, Made in the AM, and 4. You found them somewhere? Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you call Grammy and Poppy and tell them? Because I asked them to hunt for them.
For mousetraps?
Yes. But we have Made in the AM and 4 on vinyl, and a ton more still available on CD. So yeah, what else is going on, guys? What's good? What's happening? No, he's still here. He works the mornings, Monday through Friday. So if you're not here Monday through Friday in the morning, you don't get to see him. He works until 4. I don't know if we still have the Toto 4 on Bloodshot vinyl. I know we had it for quite a while, and we kept bringing it back in until there were no more copies left. So you're going to have to check SpinMeRoundStore.com for that one, because I am unsure. No, I don't know if no one's ordered it in a while or if we're out of copies, because I haven't seen it in a minute. Oh, so right here we got Jake Bug, the 10th anniversary 2 LP of his 2022 album, but no, it was remastered in 2022, so it must be his 2000 album. Tons of psychedelic music. Tons of psychedelic music. My favorite part of my job is probably the amount of people I get to talk to. I love talking to people. I'm just a chatterbox. When I was younger, my aunt refused to leave her house for quite a long time, and my parents wanted me to call her and talk to her because I just chat her on, and she figured that she needed some social interaction with someone that was not my uncle. So yeah. Only 7 left of what? The Toto? Cause that, oh yeah, that was an RSD Essential. It wasn't a record store day record, but it was an RSD Essential. And right here we got Queensryche, Operation Mindcrime. We do have Sabrina Carpenter emails I can't send, and that is on bone colored vinyl. We may also still have the CD. Definitely check SpinMeRoundStore.com. Why is this tape so curly? Does that mean it's going to run out on me soon? Because I don't know how to change that. The Toto on the Bloodshot red vinyl, yeah, that was an RSD Essential. So you were right that only record store day stores would have that. I just don't know if we have any copies listed. That's why I said to check SpinMeRoundStore.com. We have Sabrina Carpenter's Short and Sweet. Emails I can't send. We have the indie exclusive 7-inch for Please Please Please, and then we've got the pre-order for Evolution. And right here we got King Gizzard and Lizard Wizard, Fishing for Fishies.
Where'd Butchie go?
I don't know.
Aliens.
Ooh. Why is the tape so curly?
Because it's ending. We're gonna have to replace the roll. Probably has 2 or 3 left. And then it'll just be done.
Because I figured I would help you keep wrapping.
Thanks. We answered questions?
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta say, I enjoyed this live very much. But we're eating, right? Or are you
Yep.
still cooking?
Nope. I gotta check yours and make sure it's warm enough, and then I gotta get you your bread. Because I got that Tuscan olive oil bread again.
Oh, some Tuscan olive oil bread. Come on. Who don't appreciate and love some Tuscan oil bread? But no, Bloodshot Red Vinyl. I've looked across all records, so there's only 7 left. Of what? I don't know. I missed it. Aliens. Out of stock. What are we looking for? Oh, somebody say something inappropriate, Shorter. Let's get him. Toto 4. Ooh. That's a tough one. We had a lot of copies of it. But you'd be surprised what I could still find. I may be able to dig out a case or two. I know I bought them in mass bulk because it's Toto 4. No matter what was going to happen, it was guaranteed a sell. It's Toto 4. It had Africa and Rosanna on it. I mean, those 2 songs alone sell that album. But the whole album itself is awesome. Is that bread from the Magnificent Grocery Store by you guys? Absolutely, it's from Wegmans. Jay, you remember Wegmans? I'm telling you, Jay, we got to go down and visit you. We do. I mean, it sounds like you're having too much fun in Chicago. I mean, we got to get out there. It would be totally nice. I haven't been to the Windy City in a long time. Probably 25 years, maybe more. 45 now. I'm getting old. I should, but I gotta pick a time when like concerts are going on. Did I see that you guys do like Jingle Ball and things like that down by you? Cause that should be coming up. Is it ready?
It is ready.
Well, I am going to go eat. I have chicken and potatoes and big, long, crazy green beans. Lord Huron's another one. I haven't seen that in a while. See? Dinner. Not kidding. That's right. I eat healthy. I'm just saying. I've been losing weight. If you guys haven't been watching these videos forever, just saying, I've been trimming down. You know, they say when you get older to trim down some, and I'm like, well, I guess I will. You know, but I want to say thank you to everybody for being here. I do appreciate you. It was a little bit calmer than my lives that I normally do on TikTok and everywhere else, because I normally do them on my channel on TikTok. So it was pretty cool. I can't see if it's in stock at Full Moon Record Store. I don't know. But I'm out, people. I love you all. Thank you for being here. And I still got a holy macaroni amount to wrap. I'm not even close to done yet for the night. But we did wrap this whole stack. I don't know if you could see it, but we wrapped this whole stack. I got a couple on the cart. I've been pretty busy. We did answer some questions. And drive safe, everybody. Remember, wear seatbelts and stuff. Otherwise, things go crazy. Trust me. Are you going live later? I don't know, John Rob. I may just knock these things out and just to get them done. Or I may have Brookie sit here and ask her kindly and sweetly to wrap the rest for me. Because what are kids for, you know? Other than hugs and love and heartbreak, and then they leave you, and you're like, damn, I got a whole empty house now. You know, things happen. Ah, see, maybe I will. This wasn't bad. I enjoy doing this. You know, I don't mind talking, but again, I mean, if you got questions about the record store, anything, leave them down below in the comments. You want me to answer something, maybe I will, maybe I won't, but I will give it my best shot. I promise to try. And I'm out. Good night. Tip your waiter. I think it's this button. I'm an alien. Don't tell nobody.